Today, I'm delving into the bizarre history of the dancing plague of 1518 and trying to determine what caused it. In this video, you will learn about the mysterious events surrounding the dancing plague of 1518 and explore its significance in history. In the summer of 1518, a strange phenomenon swept through the city of Strasbourg, which was then part of the Holy Roman Empire. It started when a lone woman began dancing uncontrollably in the streets. At first, people thought she was mad or possessed, but as the days passed, more and more people joined in, dancing for hours on end without stopping. The crowd grew more extensive, and the spectacle became a significant attraction, with thousands gathering to watch. Initially, people were amused, but as the days turned into weeks, concern began to mount. Authorities were baffled, and no one knew what to do. As the dancing continued, reports flooded in of people falling into trance-like states, their eyes fixed on some unknown point, their bodies moving to some unheard rhythm. Witnesses described the dancers as euphoric, their faces flushed, their breathing rapid, and their bodies covered in sweat. It was as if they were under some kind of mass hypnotic spell. Local doctors were called in to try and understand the cause, but they were stumped. They tried intervening, but the dancers were too caught up in their dance to listen. The authorities were at a loss, unsure of how to stop the plague, and it seemed like nothing could halt its spread. The dance floors became a sea of bodies, with people of all ages and social classes united in this bizarre ritual. It was as if society's norms had broken down, and people were giving in to some primal urge. The cacophony of sounds and the rhythm of the feet. It was like nothing anyone had ever seen before. One theory is that the dancers were experiencing a form of mass hysteria, driven by some unknown psychological or social stress. Maybe they were seeking escape from the hardships of daily life, or perhaps they were trying to connect with something deeper and more primal. Whatever the reason, the dancers seemed to be in a state of ritual ecstasy. Another theory proposes that the dancers were poisoned by an ergot fungus, which grows on rye and can cause hallucinations and convulsions. Some historians believe that the dancers may have consumed contaminated grain, leading to their bizarre behavior. While this theory seems plausible, it doesn't fully explain the duration and scale of the phenomenon. Some have suggested that the dancing plague was a form of religious fervor, a manifestation of the intense emotions and mystical experiences that were characteristic of the time. In an era of significant change and upheaval, maybe the dancers sought a way to connect with the divine. Psychological stress could also have played a role, as people struggled to cope with the fears and anxieties of living in a world torn apart by war and disease. Maybe the dance was a way for them to release their pent-up emotions and let go of their worries and inhibitions. The city officials took drastic action, hiring musicians to play lively tunes to encourage the dancers. They hoped this would tire them out and end the phenomenon. But it only seemed to fuel the fire, and the dance went on for days longer. As the plague finally began to subside, the city was left to pick up the pieces and wonder what had just happened. Hundreds of people had died, exhausted from dancing, and many more were left traumatized by the experience. Ultimately, the dancing plague of 1518 remains one of the most bizarre events in human history. It is a testament to the power of the human psyche and the mysterious forces that drive us to behave in ways we don't fully understand. It reminds us that even in the most rational of times, forces at work are beyond our control. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your thoughts on the dancing plague in the comments below. If you want to explore more historical mysteries, check out our other videos, and we'll catch you in the next one.